2020. Welcome to our next group of assignments. We're going to start off and move through some things with pivot tables. Hope you all are doing well, staying healthy. Please contact me if you have challenges, and we'll figure them out. So, pivot tables. I've got this group of data here. This is just something I found online. This is a group of data around amusement parks. Thought it was kind of fun. Roller coasters, amusement parks, type, meaning steel versus wood, design, flying, sitting down, inverted, and all those good kind of things that make roller coasters fun, at least for some. Status, in this case, all of these are operating. So that's not a really interesting one to use as we think about pivot tables, as I'll show you here soon. The year they opened and their top speed. So in order to create a pivot table, all right, click over here inside of the data that you want, and you'll go to Insert and Pivot Table. You'll notice that this has selected the entire set of data, which may or may not be exactly what you want. And so if you want some other subset, you can just kind of do that. But for the purposes of this, we're gonna select the entire group as was there, but just wanted to show you what's going on. I can have the pivot table created in a new workbook. I need to get rid of this. Sorry, 1 second. I'm going to delete that tab. So it will, sorry, back to inserting the pivot table. Got that group of data again. So I can create this in a new worksheet that'll show up here down at the bottom, which is actually what I had there before, which is me playing with this to make sure things were going to work before I actually did it. And then you can also do it on an existing worksheet, which would show up, basically you could have it show up over here on the side of what you're doing next to the original group of data. But for now, we're going to do this on a new worksheet. If you wanted to do it on an existing worksheet, you would click here, click on that button, and then click over here somewhere. And then when you're done with that, you just click that. But we're going to do a new worksheet for now. So you'll notice that it has created a new worksheet. Mine has created worksheet or sheet 3 because I had done one previously. So what we're going to do, and it's as simple as doing this. You can just drag and drop these things down here. So by amusement park, and we'll do type of roller coaster, meaning steel versus wood. And you notice that there's nothing showing up in here. I want Excel to count the number of steel and wood roller coasters in each amusement park. So I'm going to bring this down over here into values as well. So now it's showing me in a very kind of inconvenient way the numbers of wood and steel roller coasters at each amusement park. So as you're playing with this, you'll notice that, oh, it's like, okay, that doesn't work as well as I'd hoped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch amusement park and type and just drag those up there. So now this becomes much more readable, right? Much easier to look at than what it was looking at before. And I can also, right, some of this you're looking at going, okay, I think this is under steel and that's under wood and that's under grand total, I think. I can still play with this like I normally would in Excel and come over here and choose, maybe all borders. All right, so now notice when I click off of what is the pivot table that this stuff goes away over here. Don't panic. Just click back over here somewhere. Right, and so all of this will come back. But now it's a lot easier to see what's under the steel, what's under the wood, and what's the grand total. Grand total over here for all of the amusement parks in this data set, right? 46 steel ones, 4 wood, and 50 total roller coasters in this set of data that we have, right? So that's cool, interesting to look at. I can get rid of some of this and we can start over again a little bit. What happens if we do, let's do when they opened. Let's do that over here. And then let's do speed. Actually, I'm going to stick both of those. No, let's not do that. How do I want to do this? Let's just do speed and values. And you'll notice, man, we got something going 253 miles an hour. It's like, no, that's not right. So what it's doing is it's the sum, or it's adding up the speed of all of the roller coasters that were built in 2006, for example, in 2007. So now I come down here to the value field settings, and I'm going to do the maximum speed on the roller coasters that were built and finished and opened in that year, right? So now, okay, that makes more sense, right? So now we've got an 80-mile roller coaster here in 2006. You got a 74-mile-an-hour roller coaster up here in 1994. So it's not necessarily true that the newer roller coaster, the faster it is. Just depends on the type of coaster, right? So I'm going to ask you to play around with these kind of things and create different pivot tables. So you have this one that is life of a roller coaster. The other one will have a group of data that you can play with as well. Just move things around, play with it. My advice up front is to not put, don't start doing this. Don't worry about filters for now. We'll get to that. But then you start getting these groups of data, that are, you start looking at it going, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore, right? Keep it simple, right? Make these simple. Just pick one and, and put one in each of, one in columns and one in rows, and don't worry about the rest of it. You will want to put in something likely in values so that you get something that makes sense, but you'll notice that we've got 5,982. Again, that's just adding up the years. So you can do that by count instead. How many were created that were steel and were wood by year, that kind of stuff. So I think at the most, and I would suggest you do absolutely this: one in column, one in row, and then one in values, and don't worry about anything else. Otherwise, it just becomes too much. So play with this one, make something that makes sense. Create that in that new sheet for me. Remember to save your file and your new file, right, and upload that to Blackboard. And then again, there's another spreadsheet with another group of data that you can play with. Again, one in column, one in rows, one in values. Don't try to do too much right now. Just keep it simple. Make these things easy on yourself as you learn a little bit about pivot tables. Again, if you have questions, let me know, and good luck with all this.